Hezbollah is an actual force of
it is
of significance. So Israel would be
it's well equipped.
Yeah, Israel would be in a hard place. I think to answer your question, I see Iran continuing to play this smartly, where they don't get themselves directly involved, and they don't need to be directly involved.
They've shown great restraint so far,
or at least we interpret it as restraint because they're using like patience as a strategic tool in crafting whatever their next step is. But if you put yourself in the shoes of Iran, they've got a strong proxy force to the north of Israel. They have a available proxy force to the south of Israel and the Houthis. And then they have a proxy force that's right inside of Israel and Gaza, and possibly also now in the West Bank with the growing prominence of Hamas. So they've got, Israel could have a war on three fronts. When U.S.
which they've never had to deal with before.
Correct. And U.S. doctrine in the Army War College, the Air Force War College, the Littoral War College for the Navy, and in all of them, a war on two fronts is something to avoid, because a war on two fronts significantly degrades your capability of winning the war. We learned that in World War I and World War II. So Israel's at a place where Netanyahu's policies have driven them to a point where all of their pre-existing enemies now have all the reason in the world to continue going to ramp up and escalate further.
And who are the two guys who just got killed?
One was a leader of Hezbollah who led the aerial raids that killed the 12 youth. And then the other was a political leader for Hamas who was actually in Tehran. So Israel launched an attack into sovereign Iran, into the capital city.
And listen to how crazy this is. We're talking about Ismail Haniyeh, who was the head of Hamas's political bureau, resident in Doha. He was the lead ceasefire negotiator.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the guy that's participating in all these meetings. The crazy thing here is he went to Tehran to attend President Pezeshkian. I always get his name wrong. President Masoud Pezeshkian's inauguration. Right.
And that's an opposition president. That's a president.
That's an opposition president, a reformist president who said, hey, you know what? We should have talks with the United States.
Like this is Iran took a very weird right turn.
I didn't predict it.
I didn't see it happening.
No, I thought for sure Jalili would win that race, and he got killed. You know, Pezeshkian walloped him. Anyway, the first reports on Haniyeh's killing were that the Israelis had launched a missile at the guest house that he stayed in, and I even said on the show that would require violating Jordanian airspace and Iraqi airspace, or Jordanian airspace and Saudi airspace twice, right?
Getting in and getting out, yeah.
That didn't make any sense to me. And then they said, day before yesterday, actually, no. They put a bomb in the house in April because they knew that he stayed in the same house, serious security problem, stayed in the same house every time he'd go to Iran, and they just waited for him to go. And then they blew it up remotely. But this goes to the Israeli ability to violate Iranian sovereignty in any way they want. They kill Iranian scientists. They'll do car bombs. They do close-in hits. They have a whole network in Iran that we can only fantasize about. And it's taken years and years to build.